Welcome to the series where I 100% every Roblox game on a brand new account. Today I'm playing Boo's Revenge because someone suggested it in the comments, so if you want me to play a game, make sure to comment it. Anyways, there are 17 different badges in the game that I will have to get, so let's get right into it. I decided to play alone for my first game and try to get as many badges that I could. The game is about taking care of Boo, and the first thing I had to do was feed Boo. The next step was to wash Boo. This also gave me my first badge. I then had to give Boo medicine that was above the bathroom sink. I then had to play with Boo by throwing around a baseball. This also gave me another badge. The final step of the day was to put Boo to bed and sleep, but I forgot to mention that earlier in the video, I already found part of a badge that I could finish later in the game. There were little poops around the map that farted when interacted with. I didn't know it then, but there were 9 in total, and I found 6 of them already. Anyways, I put Boo to sleep and went to bed for the next day. But there was a knock on the door, so I had to go check it out. It turns out there is also a Belina that I have to take care of, and they both needed to eat. The next thing I had to do was buy more groceries for them, but by the time I got back, Belina was gone, so I just put Boo to sleep again. But the next morning, he was acting weird. Just look at his face. But behind the bookshelf was Belina in a cage. That's when I remembered this game was a horror game. Anyways, the next part, I had to teleport around to grab a ray gun and ammo for it. Once I went back to the bedroom and tried to leave the house, Boo started chasing me, so I had to shoot him with the ray gun. After that I noticed new poops and collected the last 2 because I forgot to show the one behind the bookshelf because I'm too lazy, but that was the 3rd badge. I then went outside and got the next badge. However, that was the end of the game, so I went back to the lobby and joined another one. However, I didn't know it at the time, but there were 2 chapters. I just played chapter 1, and now I'm loading into chapter 2, so I was pretty confused when I saw the first cutscene, and there were 3 Boos this time. The game was basically the same thing as the first chapter, but this time I had to build furniture. With the last one I found a glove that I knew would be useful later, and I got the next badge. In the next step I would need to feed them all. Then I had to buy groceries, but I found a stick in the bathroom before I left the house. After putting the food in the basement fridge, I got the next bag. In the basement, I put the hand from parts earlier and slapped someone to get another badge. The next step I had to put them to sleep, but someone was at my door. When I woke up, there was a note saying Vu was coming, and I had to take care of my buddies and hide them from Vu. At first I read it wrong and thought I just had to hide them, but I was very wrong. Vu came in and searched, but luckily they were in a safe spot, so I can now do the task right. Unfortunately, I only had time to do 2 of them, and had to hope that the last one was still fine. But thankfully, Boo didn't check the room, and I had plenty of time to finish the last one. The next day I had to find spider spray and put it at the door. This gave me badge number 8. This also was the end of the game, and I decided to go back to chapter 1 the next game and play with some people to see if they can get any badges. But the plan worked too well because it turns out my teammate was a demon at the game and got me to badges within the first 2 minutes. The rest of the game was normal until I went to get groceries. I was spawned in the bedroom, and Belina turned into a spider. The goal was to feed and heal Boo without getting caught by Belina. When you do that, Boo eats Belina, and it gives another badge. This was the end of the game, so I loaded into chapter 1 again to get the remaining badges in chapter 1. Because I talked to a guy in the wall, instead of the game ending, after I beat Boo, I could go to the basement outside, and there I had to find Do, while being chased by radioactive Boo. There were keys around the map, where one key led to another, and the final one led me to Do. But I had to make a choice. I could feed Do to Boo for a badge, or I could save Do for a badge. I decided to feed Boo because I would need to get both in the end. Anyways, this was my 12th badge. The next game I started with getting a badge for just away from keyboard for 5 minutes. The rest of the game I just got the ending for saving Do, which meant that all the chapter 1 badges were done. In chapter 2, there is a badge for letting Boo get all your buddies when he breaks into the house. There are 2 badges left. One of them is getting the knife, all the wheel, but for some reason, I got it like 4 times, but it didn't give me the badge. But it eventually worked, leaving only 1 more badge for me to get. To get the last badge, I had to play through chapter 2. But when Boo comes to the house, by collecting glove parts and slapping Rudy, you can then give him a cookie for him to set a trap for Boo. That's how I 100%ed Boo's Revenge. If you like this video, watch my other ones, and make sure to subscribe. Goodbye.